Hello and welcome to Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Khalid Hijris, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around the Kingdom of Bahrain. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Water sustainability has become one of the most pressing challenges facing the Gulf region, making awareness, innovation, and community engagement essential components of long-term water security. In an effort to inspire young people to become part of the solution, the Water Science and Technology Association has launched the Gulf Youth Awareness and Creativity Competition 2026 for digital art under the theme Every Drop Matters. The initiative aims to promote water conservation, encourage sustainable practices, and to empower the youth to use their creativity to raise awareness about the importance of protecting water resources. And to discuss the objectives and significance of this initiative, we are joined by Dr. Walid Zubari, the head of the scientific committee at the Water Science and Technology Association. In this interview, he'll be sharing his insights into the region's water challenges, the role of youth in advancing sustainability, and how creative platforms such as digital art can contribute to building a stronger culture of environmental responsibility and water stewardship across the Gulf. Welcome, Dr. Zubari. How are you doing today?
Thanks. I'm good, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure to have you. Now, I'd like to start by asking you, what inspired the Water Science and Technology Association to launch the Gulf Youth Awareness and Creativity Competition 2026 under the very eloquently put Every Drop Matters title?
Okay. It's a good question to start with, but I would like to have this opportunity to introduce my association. It is the Water Science and Technology Association. It's an NGO that take care of all water-related matters. It was established in 1987 for the whole GCC countries, and its board of directors is made of all the 6 GCC countries, in addition to the Secretary General of the GCC. The main objectives of our association is promote scientific research, build the capacity of the water professionals, and the third thing, which is the topic of this meeting or this interview, is the public awareness. We have in our programs and public awareness, we have done a lot of seminars, a lot of webinars, a lot of activities that trying to raise the awareness. And this time we have just decided to move to the youth on their Youth Day and try to involve them in our efforts in raising the awareness for water and sustainability of water in the GCC.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that introduction. And I'm curious, why digital art? Why was that chosen as the medium?
Well, we went through, as a scientific committee and also the information committee, they have a lot of discussion, and we have also to have the help of the mulhamun that I think you will be mentioning them soon. We were discussing what is the best way of conveying so much complex messages, or let's say scientific messages, and we found that digital art would be a very nice vehicle or a good vehicle to really convey very complex scientific messages about water into a simple form. That's number one. The other thing that why we are doing this is that we think youth, particularly youth, they are communicating, learning, doing whatever they do through digital media, and this is a very good opportunity to really capture them through this digital art. The other thing is that digital art is very easy to share. It's not like paper, it's not like physical structures. It can be shared very easily. And the third thing is that, from an environmental point of view, we don't want to waste a lot of paper. So we decided to make a digital art as, the centerpiece of our work in raising awareness. But the idea is really to, digital art has been chosen to really simplify a very complex scientific, ideas or topic into a very, conveyable message to the simple person.
Absolutely, and I think, again, you mentioned one of the greatest boons in that is that there will be no wastage of paper. As well. And like you said, it'll be so easy to distribute and
can be shared very easily.
Yeah, absolutely, and it makes the information a lot more digestible, I think. And now, obviously, the competition focuses on water sustainability. Why is this particular issue so important to us here in the Gulf?
Okay, I think everybody knows that GCC countries are mainly deserts, and water is scarce, not too much rain. Most of our resources are, groundwater, but those groundwater resources are actually non-renewable. They are not going to be renewed. So we have very limited renewable water resources. Our per capita water share, that, natural one, is very, very limited. We are almost like the most scarce, water scarce region in the world. I think it is something like 70 cubic meter per year per capita, which is very high. So we have to rely on other sources like desalination or treated wastewater. And at the same time, we are having, very rapid population growth, and water demands are, increasing with time. On the supply side, of course, the government or the water authorities are providing that type of water on the supply side. But on the demand side, you have to look at the two sides of the equation. Any losses in water, has consequences of losses of energy, losses of or impact on the environment, and also reducing the capability of the next generation to provide water. So with water having an important vector in every aspect of our life, health, agriculture, industry, everything depends on water. You don't want to play with water. You want to really conserve it. You would like to use it very, very efficiently, and try to sustain it as much as you can to the next generation.
I think you've perfectly described, the significance of water sustainability in a way that, I'm far from an expert on the matter, and you've managed to relay it to me in a way that's very easily digestible. And I'm wondering now, if, in your own words, why you would see, for example, the role of the youth in spreading, how important that role is in spreading this message.
Okay, if you look at the youth proportion of our society, you will find that's almost like 40%. I mean, you're talking about from 15 to 35. This is you have the young and the youth and the young, okay? This 40% out of every 10 people, you are having 4 of them are young people. So those people represent a huge, percentage of your society. So by engaging them in this type of work, by letting them, unleash their capabilities, unleash their talents, unleash their creativity on this topic, we are looking to create, a dynamics of people of this strata, thinking about water, thinking about sustainability, thinking about it. So by involving them in this type of competition with their, huge capabilities, I think we can, we can reach our objective by creating, not only having them doing some artwork, but also to have them aware of the issue of water and become, partners in the solution of water resources in the GCC.
Absolutely. And, now I'm curious about the competition itself. Like, how does it align with the broader goals of water security and sustainable development in the GCC countries?
Okay, this is a very good question. It's a very long, I have very long answer, but to make it short. As I said, we have the supply side and we have the demand side. And the demand side, if I want to really conserve water, I have 3 policy instruments. The first one is economic. I can add tariffs and increase the tariffs, and so the consumer will be very careful in consuming its water and will reduce the losses. The other thing is structural policies. Like, for instance, I can issue a legislation for water-saving devices. As you can see now, there is a sensors for having the water, pouring. You can reduce the size of the flow meters and all these things. But the most important one is the socio-political, which is the level of awareness of the society. Our efforts are actually helping or contributing to this type of thing, that how to raise the awareness. Of course, there's a lot of efforts, not only WSTA, Water Science Technology Association efforts are the only one. There is a lot of efforts in the schools, there is in the extracurricular activities of the schools, there is also other environmental, associations that are working in environment. But our efforts, or this competition, is actually contributing to this side, that how to raise the awareness of the population. Yes, this time we are increasing the awareness of the youth, but I think this contribution will be for the whole society at large, that everybody will know there is a water problem, there is a water scarcity, and it is a shared responsibility that everybody has to, conserve water, so we can sustain this water in serving our socio-economic development needs.
Very well said. And could you tell us, actually, you said it's a collaboration, and it takes, obviously, it is one of those situations where everyone kind of has to come together. And on that note, what can you tell us about your partnership with Mulhimun Youth Organization and the value that it brings to this initiative?
Okay, to be honest, our society has been always targeting, water professionals. We have never gone down to the public or the people who are not specialized. And we do lack the knowledge of this type of strata in the society. And by affiliating ourselves and working with Mulhimun, they have given us they are allowing us to tap huge resource, and also with the support of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, which is a bigger umbrella, that we can really spread this message. So Mulhimun have really, they have helped us a lot in designing the concept itself, and why do we have to go digital, and why we have to move, to the youth who are not specialized. We publish papers, we communicate with each other, but to go to the other, types or sectors in the society, that was the help of Mulhimun with us, and we have, aligned ourselves with them, and this is a very good partnership, by the way. And I think we will continue this, for a long time.
Inshallah, and it does sound like a very effective way of kind of spreading that message, and again, really kind of having it permeate across all different kind of, like you said, stratas of society. Now, obviously this is a competition, and with any kind of competition, you especially with an artistic competition, you're looking for obviously the basics of artistic talent. You're looking for something aesthetically pleasing. But is there something, any key messages or components to the art that you're looking for that goes beyond that?
Yeah, there is. The most important message that we should have, the artworks, pushing towards conservation, or let's say convincing the one who's going to be seeing this art to conserve water. So there are two parts now in this competition. There is the scientific part, and there is also the artistic part. And for us, I'm not in the art business, but I am in the science. So I'm going to be judging this work with an eye, or with a lens on is this message is correct, and from a scientific point of view. But there is also, we are having also some people to help us on the digital work, or let's say the artistic side. And these are also, so there's going to be two components, to be judging. And we are actually giving it from, we are targeting the very young, which are 15 to 18, and then from 19 to 35. So we are also expanding, because those guys will be more mature than those guys. So we're trying to capture all the spectrum of youth, and also we're trying to capture the two things, the science side and also the innovative, digital work side.
And I'm curious, I mean, you've mentioned you're kind of more on the science side of things, but I'm sure, given your experience and everything, you appreciate as well the
artistic,
the implications
yeah.
of, for example, being kind of more creative, especially when it comes to problem solving. So, I mean, I suppose my question is kind of how do initiatives like this kind of contribute to finding more creative solutions?
This is very very important question. But I have to talk about the theory of raising awareness. The theory of raising awareness is very simple. It's called CAP. It's knowledge, attitude, practice. In short, if you have a knowledge enough about the consequences of your actions with the right attitude, like the peer pressures, or you are in an ecosystem that's conducive for doing something, then you will do the practice. So this is the knowledge, attitude, and then the practice. So we think that knowledge is the most important part. If you have the knowledge, if I know when I close my tab or leave my tab on, okay, the consequences of that, then probably I will do some good thing in conserving water, provided I have the good ecosystem to help me. If the society is not doesn't care. But I mean, if you are in the right place. So let me give you an example. Now you are having 1 cubic meter of water, coming to your house, and if I can convey that this 1 cubic meter of water that you coming to your house, which is almost the tank size, the tank size that you are having in your house. That 1 cubic meter of water, the government have to use around 24 kilowatt hour of energy to produce that. That means something like 1 cubic meter of gas. That equal to 800 felts per cubic meter. So that 1 cubic meter is, coming to your house. To produce it, we have this much energy. At the same time, this 1 cubic meter, to produce from desalination plant, I have to produce 4 cubic meter of reject of very brine hot water to the marine environment, which is impacting my fisheries and impacting all the ecosystem there. At the same time, I am emitting, because of the energy, burning, the gas burning, I'm going to be, emitting something like 13 kilogram of CO2, and that will be in conflict with our country's, commitment to reduce their greenhouse gases emissions. And that 1 cubic meter will get into our houses, and it will go as a wastewater to about half of that will go as a wastewater to the wastewater treatment plants, and those wastewater treatment plants have to treat it. And then if they can't treat it, it will be discharged to the sea, and it will pollute their sea life. Now, the idea is if I get the knowledge that all this happens for 1 cubic meter, so probably with the right attitude, I might conserve that cubic meter to save all this. Now, imagine if you are having something like 300,000 housing units in Bahrain, or GCC millions of, that each one of them just reduce 1 cubic meter per month, how much that will be propagating in terms of saving. So the idea is that if I can just give that knowledge to the consumers, that if you brush your teeth, just close the tap. You don't have to make it run. Or if you are doing whatever, if you are taking a bath and you don't need the water, just close the water and then rinse yourself and then come back, and so if we just can instill this type of behavior in the consumer, then you have achieved everything, because that's awareness, that's sustainability. So that's the idea. Give them the knowledge and let them, inshallah, with the right attitude, you will have the good practice. And this is the whole thing. This is why we are saying that awareness is the first step. If I can increase the awareness of that, now I am focusing on who? I'm focusing on the young people. Those young people represent 40% of my population. Now, those 40%, some of them will continue to be consumers, some of them will be managers, of water in the future. So I'm just trying to also prepare them from now to realize that this is very important. Well, I mean, meaning the demand side is very important. It's not, we can continue building desalination plants. We can go on and building, but this will be, will have a huge burden on our fiscal budget. It will have a huge burden on our environment. Will have a huge burden on our everything. So I'm not saying that don't use water. I'm saying just don't have losses of water.
I mean, treat the water like every drop matters.
That's exactly the drop matters. That's what I said just now. This is why we use this theme.
And that's why you want the artwork, because obviously, I mean, that's a great way, like we were saying earlier, to communicate everything that you just said, just in a way that's going to be very digestible and will leave an impact.
Simple and I mean, imagine an infographic with all these things. It will be it will be reached very easy. It can be shared very easily. It can be communicated very easily.
Absolutely. And I mean, on that note, do you think there are plans to kind of expand this initiative or maybe transform it in the upcoming years?
Sure. I mean, this is an ongoing project. We are planning on a short film, inshallah. There will be a short film competition next year. Whenever we finish this, we'll go for another one. We could go back again to the traditional art. We can go to the storytelling. We can go to the caricature. We can go a lot of things. But this is, this is our first time, and we had some donors who gave us, the prize money from GCC, and hopefully this will continue, and we'll continue, raising the awareness and in any means we feel like suitable for the society in the GCC.
Absolutely. And lastly, I just think, what is the main message or takeaway or kind of mentality that you think young people should adopt when it comes to water sustainability or even sustainability in general?
I think the main message is that there are many messages, but I will try. Water is very scarce. Yes, you are receiving the tap water 24/7. Not having any cuts in water, but there is a lot of efforts being made to bring it to you. Conservation is an ethical issue. Okay, it is a responsibility. It's shared responsibility by everybody. Okay, and conserving water today will sustain your life in the future. That's the main thing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Zabari, for your time. It's been a very illuminating talk, and I think a very eye-opening one that I think I'm going to come out of this kind of looking at my relationship with water very differently, which will be stressful, but is also part of, me doing my little bit.
Yeah.
To make sure that every drop matters.
Every drop matters, yeah. And thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much.
Sure. Oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We have even more coming up here on Bahrain Now. Today we celebrate a remarkable achievement for the Kingdom of Bahrain in the field of technology and innovation. Bahraini students have earned prestigious awards at the Huawei ICT Competition World Finals 2025 to 2026 held in Shenzhen, China, competing against more than 220,000 students from over 100 countries and regions. Bahrain's teams demonstrated exceptional talent and determination and technical excellence on the global stage. This outstanding success highlights the growing strength of Bahraini youth's digital and technological capabilities. And joining us here in the studio are two of the talented students who represented Bahrain in this international competition. They will share their experiences, challenges, and the journey that led them to this inspiring achievement. Polytechnic Bahrain students Yusuf Sayyad and Sayed Hassan, welcome both of you to the show. How are you doing today?
Thank you, you're doing good.
I'd just like to say congratulations to the both of you on this remarkable achievement. Can you briefly introduce yourselves and tell us about your roles within the competition team?
First of all, thank you so much. My name is Yusuf Sayyad. I am a student, cybersecurity student in Bahrain Polytechnic. I have just completed my third year. And I was a part of the team that represented Bahrain in the Huawei ICT Global Competition. My role throughout the competition, I was mainly responsible for configuring wireless LAN. I also had some other tasks related to routing and switching.
Thank you. My name is Sayyid Hassan Musawi. I'm a cybersecurity student also. I have just finished my third year, and I was responsible in the Huawei competition for configuring the VPN. I will give you an example to understand what is VPN. Let's assume that you have a company here in Bahrain, and you want to extend your company and open a new branch in Oman, for example. VPN is basically a virtual tunnel. You can make it to make both branches can communicate with each other privately and securely over the internet.
Wonderful. Thank you both for that explanation. And how did it feel to represent Bahrain and win on the global stage?
Honestly, it's such a pleasure and a great honor to represent Bahrain, because participating in itself and representing Bahrain on an international stage is an achievement, accompanied by bringing home a global award. It's definitely a pleasure.
And what inspired your participation in the Huawei ICT competition?
My passion is cybersecurity. I love cybersecurity, and networking is part and essential part of cybersecurity. So I decided to participate in this competition to show my, let's say, skills and experience.
And I mean, this competition attracted more than 220,000 students from over 100 countries. What was your reaction when you learned you'd qualified for the World Finals?
Honestly, I was in disbelief at first. When I first knew that we made it to the global finals through my tutor, I instantly called Sayed. He didn't believe me at first also. But our feeling at that time, we were extremely proud of ourselves and excited to compete at such level.
Wonderful. And what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced during the national, regional, and global stages of the competition?
First, at the national stage, the challenging part was the exam is theory-based, and we have zero knowledge in Huawei, so it was a little bit challenging. In the regional stage, the most challenging part was we should work as a team, and this is the first time we should work as a team, me and Yusuf, and also Zahra, which is not there today, but she's with us.
Wonderful. And what can you tell us about the project solution or technical skills that helped your team stand out among the international competitors?
I would say that what played a big role or a big part in how we prepared for the competition is that we already came from a practical background. We had a really strong foundation when it comes to practical configuration, and so because we have worked on multiple projects, hands-on projects throughout our studies in the university, as well as taken many practical exams, so we are confident and comfortable in performing such technical tasks under pressure.
And how has your university supported and prepared you for this competition?
They provide us with devices to practice for the competition, and also they reserve for us the labs so we can have a quiet environment so we can practice by zone.
And what was it like competing against some of the world's top technology students in China?
I mean, when we got there, seeing students from all over the world and their tutors as well, the atmosphere, I would say, was very competitive and tense, but at the same time, the students themselves, also their tutors, they were very friendly and supportive. So as tense it was enjoyable at the same time. So personally, I really enjoyed that environment and the competition itself.
And was there like a particular moment during the finals that you think you'll never forget?
I would say we came into the exam room pretty confident on how we were prepared, how we were going to tackle the exam. We thought that we had covered everything. But once we saw the exam paper, we were all looking at each other like, this is new. It was very different from the previous exams, from the previous years. But I like how we kept our composure, we stayed calm, and we managed to distribute the tasks between us and complete the exam.
And on that note, how important was teamwork in achieving the success that you guys did?
Teamwork has played a critical part, because I would say even though we each had our own responsibilities and tasks that we needed to focus on, spend most of our time studying for it, I'd say we are a well-rounded team, because we all have a broad understanding of the technologies that we are using, of the tasks that we are performing. So whenever any of us needed any support in any of the tasks, we are there for each other. And not only when it comes to technical part, but when it comes to calming each other down and preparing each other for the next step, I would say we were always there for each other.
And what technical knowledge or skills did you guys gain from this experience?
For me, I think the most valuable skills I have learned is how to configure the VPN and also troubleshooting. It is most critical, maybe, skill in networking for me.
And how do you think this achievement reflects the growing technological capabilities of the Bahraini youth?
If this achievement proves something, it definitely proves that Bahraini students have what it takes. They have the skills, they have the determination, they have the talent to compete at global competitions. And with the continuous support from our universities, from our country, I think that the upcoming students or the next years, we are able to achieve even greater heights.
I think the experience that you've both had kind of proves everything you just said. And what message would you share with students in Bahrain who are interested in technology and innovation?
I would say technology and AI now is the future. You can see everywhere around you, AI is already taken over. So I think if someone is interested, it is the right time to start.
And how has this accomplishment kind of influenced your future academic or career goals?
To me, this is only the start. Even though we have won an international competition, this has motivated me to continue learning, improve myself more in these fields, and keep on applying these knowledges in projects and my future learning and career, basically.
And what role did your mentors and supervisors play in helping your team succeed?
For example, Dr. Omar Al-Fayyad, which is from our university, Bahrain Polytechnic, he was arranging some meetings with the previous Huawei winners to share their experience with us.
And you know, the competition focused on innovation, programming, networking, computing. Which area are you most passionate about and why?
I find myself more into cybersecurity and networking. Like my colleague said, because we are both cybersecurity majors, networking is an essential part from it. So when I first participated, what I liked the most about it is how these two majors, I would say, or two specializations, play a critical role in protecting our systems and ensuring reliable communication. And in addition to that, I enjoy a challenge. So these fields are always growing. A lot of new technologies are appearing. Complex problems are there to solve. And I find myself interested in that.
Anything to add to that? What was your own experience like in regards to, you know, like which area you were most passionate about?
Networking, because it is too much related to my passion, which is cybersecurity.
And, you know, kind of what does this award mean for you personally?
It means a lot for me. It is my biggest achievement right now in my academic career. And I think it is not the end, it is just the start of my journey. And there is much more to do. And I hope that I can improve the, let's say, the tech and cybersecurity fields here in Bahrain.
And what ambitions or what achievements are you looking to pursue after this massive undertaking that you guys have successfully completed?
After this competition and this accomplishment, this made me gain so much confidence in myself. Now I know that I'm capable of pursuing and doing more in the field. I would love to apply all these experiences and the knowledge that we have gained in developing the digital sector of Bahrain.
Well, I mean, I just want to thank you both. You've both been incredible, you know, for highlighting what this experience is like, what you've kind of learned from it, and how you've worked together with your team to make this possible. And lastly, I just want to say congratulations again, and thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and it's a pleasure being here.
Thank you so much again. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We have even more coming up here on Bahrain Now. That brings us to the end of today's episode. As always, we thank you for watching, and be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We'd love to hear from you. Until then, this has been Khalid Hijris. Good night and God bless.